Hey everyone, welcome back. We've got a huge showdown coming up this Sunday as the New England Patriots are set to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and there's already a lot of buzz around this one. First off, the Patriots are going all out with the throwback red uniforms, giving the team an extra edge and some extra energy as they hit the field. It's always interesting when a team digs into its history for a little added motivation, and wearing those classic reds might just give them that boost. Of course, there's also the question of Christian Gonzalez and his potential return to the defensive backfield. His presence could make a significant difference in slowing down Pittsburgh's passing game, and the team will certainly hope that he's ready to go. Now, when it comes to the Steelers, it's been quite a while since they last visited Foxborough, since September 2019, to be exact. That alone adds a layer of anticipation to this matchup, as the Patriots haven't seen Pittsburgh in their home stadium in several seasons. Historically, these matchups have always carried a lot of weight, and the teams know how much it can shift momentum for the season. For reference, the Patriots' last stretch without home games against the Steelers lasted for over 6 years back in the period from 1980 to 1996, when they played 9 straight times in Pittsburgh. So, history is on everyone's mind as we approach this game, and every stat, every injury update, and every matchup detail is under the microscope. Speaking of injuries, the latest report is a mix of good and cautious news. 7 starters are listed on the injury report, but fortunately, most are marked as limited participation rather than full outs. Christian Gonzalez is practicing again after his hamstring issue, which is the most significant step we've seen from him since late July. Whether he ultimately gets clearance to play is still up in the air, but seeing him back in drills is a promising sign. Other players like Christian Barr are managing reps carefully after dealing with blood clot recovery. Chason has a hamstring, Carlton Davis is dealing with an Achilles concern, Harold Landry has a foot injury, Morgan Moses is monitoring his own foot situation, and Jared Wilson has a thigh issue. On top of that, Marte Maru, who made that game-changing interception recently, is nursing a neck injury, as is the starting fullback, Jack Westover, with a hamstring issue. Despite this, the limited participation status suggests that most of these players are expected to contribute on game day, with the main focus on whether Gonzalez will be fully ready to take the field. Looking back at the Patriots' performance, their win against the Dolphins was far from perfect, but it was exactly what they needed. Stefon Diggs often says that an ugly win beats a pretty loss any day, and that perfectly describes what happened. The Patriots walked away with a pivotal victory, avoiding the hole of starting 0-2, which would have made the road to the Steelers even tougher. Drake May had an outstanding game. Rondre Stevenson broke out, and the defensive line was active everywhere, setting the stage for more excitement. But there were still mistakes that need to be cleaned up, from false starts to missed tackles. And these are the areas where New England needs to focus before facing a high-caliber team like Pittsburgh. The Patriots recorded 11 penalties in that game, including 4 false starts and 3 offsides, which is simply too many when going up against a team with the kind of talent the Steelers bring. Tackling at the linebacker level has been another area of concern, as Robert Spillane and Christian Ellis rank first and second in missed tackles across the league, something that a disciplined Mike Vrabel defense cannot afford. The defensive front is getting pressure, but the linebackers must wrap up and finish plays to keep the overall defense functioning at the highest level. Offensively, the Patriots have seen some surprises and some questions. Drake May has been a revelation so far, adjusting quickly and making plays happen under pressure. Rondre Stevenson's performance, in particular, has been eye-catching. He's running over defenders, catching passes effectively, and just showing the versatility that can make him a key weapon moving forward. Interestingly, Trayvon Henderson, the second-round rookie, hasn't seen the touches many expected. This likely reflects a strategic choice to ride the hot hand, keeping the ball in Stevenson's hands as long as he's producing. Henderson had some missed blocks and assignments, which has limited his involvement. We can expect the Patriots to balance touches between Stevenson, Henderson, and Antonio Gibson as the game progresses, but for now, the spotlight remains on Stevenson's breakout form. Other offensive players have been quieter than expected. De'Ario Douglas, who could have emerged as a key slot receiver, has struggled to make an impact so far. After a touchdown in the season opener, he finished the game with negative receiving yards, and his role hasn't grown since then. This appears partly tied to how MAYE is operating, focusing on whoever is open rather than targeting specific receivers consistently. As the season continues, the pecking order is becoming clearer. Hunter Henry, Stephon Diggs, Rondre Stevenson, and then others who happen to be open. Douglas has fallen down this order, and it will be interesting to see if he can climb back up as the Patriots refine their offensive approach. On the defensive line, the Patriots have been dominant. Even with some absences like Keion White due to illness, the front seven has maintained elite production. Milton Williams and Christian Barmore are among the top 5 interior pass rushers in the league, creating relentless pressure. Harold Landry has recorded multiple sacks, and Cheon has also contributed significantly. This unit is exactly what Mike Vrabel's scheme depends on, generating pressure up front while the linebackers and secondary make plays behind them. With this kind of disruption, opposing quarterbacks are forced into mistakes, which benefits the entire defense and keeps the Patriots competitive in tight games. Now, turning back to the matchup against the Steelers, this is shaping up to be a marquee game. Aaron Rodgers is back under center for Pittsburgh, and despite only limited scoring against the Seahawks recently, he remains a highly capable quarterback with a Hall of Fame trajectory. The Patriots will have to bring their full arsenal from pass rush to coverage and make sure their linebackers and defensive backs execute at a high level. The stakes are clear. A win here puts New England above .500 and builds momentum, while a loss raises more questions than answers about where the team stands early in the season. Every injury, every matchup, every detail is under the microscope, and the Patriots will need discipline, execution, and some standout performances to come out on top in this one. As we dig deeper into this Patriots-Steelers matchup, one of the most fascinating aspects is how the Patriots' defense will handle Pittsburgh's offensive schemes. The Steelers are a team that can adapt quickly, and their new quarterback adds another layer of unpredictability. He's experienced, smart, and capable of making plays on the move, so New England's defensive line and secondary will need to stay disciplined, maintain gap integrity, and communicate flawlessly. This is where the return of Christian Gonzalez could play a pivotal role. If he's fully healthy and clear to play, he brings not just talent, but also a level of confidence to the backfield that can elevate the performance of the entire defense. His ability to cover, to anticipate routes, and to make tackles in open space is precisely the type of presence the Patriots need against a quarterback who can extend plays and challenge a secondary consistently. The linebacker core will also be under the microscope. Robert Spillane and Christian Ellis have had issues with missed tackles early in the season, and against a team like Pittsburgh, those mistakes cannot happen. The defensive line can only do so much. The linebackers have to wrap up, pursue aggressively, and prevent extra yards after contact. The Patriots' success in this game will hinge on their ability to execute fundamentally, minimize penalties, and stay disciplined in coverage assignments. Off the field, the mental aspect of football cannot be overlooked. Facing a team like the Steelers after a long absence in Foxborough adds an emotional component. The players will be aware of the history, the record streaks, and the fans will be energized, making the environment intense. Maintaining focus under those conditions is often what separates a good team from a great one. Offensively, the Patriots are showing signs of cohesion, but there are still areas that need refinement. Drake May has been phenomenal in spreading the ball, finding open targets, and making quick decisions under pressure. His chemistry with Hunter Henry and Stephon Diggs is coming together nicely, and Rondre Stevenson has emerged as a versatile weapon who can impact both the running and passing game. The balance between utilizing the hot hand and maintaining a broader offensive plan will be key. Trayvon Henderson, despite being a high draft pick, hasn't yet reached his anticipated level of involvement, largely due to missed blocks and turnovers in assignments. It's likely that the Patriots will integrate him more strategically, sprinkling in touches to complement Stevenson while also relying on Antonio Gibson for key situational plays. Another storyline to watch is D'Ario Douglas, who has struggled to make an impact so far. After a strong debut with a touchdown, he has faded into the background, partially because Drake MAYE has been reading the defense and choosing the open man rather than targeting specific routes consistently. Over time, if the offensive scheme becomes more structured, Douglas could rise back into relevance, especially as teams adjust their coverage and defenses start keying in on the primary threats. Balancing the offensive weapons and getting the timing right between quarterback and receivers will be crucial in keeping Pittsburgh off balance. From a defensive standpoint, the Patriots have been impressive. Even with some absences like Keion White, the front seven has produced elite pressure. Milton Williams and Christian Barmore are among the top interior pass rushers in the league, constantly generating disruption and forcing hurried decisions from opposing quarterbacks. Harold Landry and Cheon have consistently added to the pass rush tally, showing that money invested in free agents is translating directly into performance on the field. The pressure generated by these players allows the linebackers and secondary to make plays, covering gaps and forcing turnovers. If the Patriots' defensive line continues to dominate, it sets the tone for the entire game and puts the offense in favorable positions with shorter fields and more opportunities to control tempo. The injury situation remains an ongoing storyline. With 7 starters listed, most at limited participation, the team has managed to navigate through these challenges so far. Christian Gonzalez's status will likely determine how aggressive the defensive game plan can be. Players like Carlton Davis and Harold Landry need to stay effective while managing their respective injuries, ensuring that they can perform at a high level without risking further setbacks. On offense, managing snaps for backs and receivers will help maintain freshness and reduce risk, particularly in a matchup where the game could be physical and the tempo high. The Patriots have the depth to rotate and keep key contributors healthy while still maintaining effectiveness on both sides of the ball. Looking at the bigger picture, this matchup is more than just a game. It's a statement opportunity. Winning against the Steelers after starting 1-1 builds momentum, confidence, and a sense of identity for the team. Conversely, a loss raises questions about discipline, execution, and depth. Every player, from starters to backups, will be evaluated on performance, and the coaching staff will need to make adjustments in real time to counter Pittsburgh's schemes. Mike Vrabel's leadership and ability to motivate players will be tested as he balances pushing the team to perform at peak levels while managing the realities of injuries and player fatigue. Strategically, expect the Patriots to mix defensive pressures, zone coverage, and man-to-man matchups to keep the Steelers guessing. The secondary will have to be alert for big plays, while the linebackers provide support against both the run and pass. Offensively, tempo, play action, and exploiting mismatches will be critical. Drake MAYE's ability to read defenses, combined with the versatility of Stevenson and the reliability of Henry and Diggs, creates multiple threats that can stretch the Steelers' defense horizontally and vertically. This dynamic could be the difference between controlling the game and playing catch-up. Finally, it's impossible to overlook the psychological side of this matchup. The Patriots haven't seen the Steelers at home in years, and every player, coach, and fan will be aware of the historical context. The energy in Foxborough is likely to be electric, and maintaining composure in that environment is essential. Mistakes, penalties, or missed opportunities will be magnified under the lights, so mental toughness will be as important as physical execution. Every matchup, every block, every tackle, and every pass will carry weight, making preparation, focus, and execution absolutely critical for New England to come out on top. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a development that has sent shockwaves through the NFL and left Patriots fans buzzing, offensive lineman Mike ONWENU reportedly declared that he will no longer play alongside quarterback Drake MAYE. Sources close to the team suggest that tensions have been simmering for weeks, but ONWENU's public statement has made what was once speculation into a full-blown rumor that could alter the Patriots' roster dynamics. While details remain murky, insiders hint at growing friction between the veteran lineman and the young quarterback, raising questions about locker room chemistry. ONWENU, known for his imposing presence on the field and leadership among the offensive line, has never shied away from speaking his mind, but this revelation marks a rare and dramatic break in professional protocol. Some analysts suggest that the disagreement may stem from differences in playing style, offensive strategy, or communication issues that have gradually intensified during practices and games. The Patriots organization has yet to issue an official statement, but speculation is rampant. Could this lead to a trade, or perhaps a sudden shift in the starting lineup? Fans have already taken to social media, dissecting every handshake, glance, and press conference moment for signs of conflict. Sports talk shows are abuzz, debating whether ONWENU's stance is a negotiating tactic, a personal boundary, or a genuine unwillingness to line up behind MAYE. Veteran NFL insiders warn that such disputes, if unresolved, can ripple across an entire team, affecting morale, performance, and even playoff hopes. ONWENU's reported ultimatum has created an atmosphere of suspense around Gillette Stadium, with speculation ranging from a mid-season trade to a quiet locker room reconciliation behind closed doors. Regardless of the outcome, one thing is clear. The Patriots may be facing a turning point that could reshape their offensive line and, by extension, their prospects for the season. As fans and pundits wait for clarity, the rumor mill shows no signs of slowing down. Every report, every leak, and every whispered conversation adds fuel to the fire. Whether Mike ONWENU and Drake may will find a way to coexist on the field, or whether this marks the start of a dramatic split, remains one of the most tantalizing storylines in the NFL right now. Patriots Nation, it seems, has never had a week quite like this. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.